Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome to another year of Syracuse football. I'm at Park with Coach Shafer, getting ready for his third season as the head coach of the Orange. Rhode Island coming in on Friday night, and we'll get to your preview coach of the Rams in just a bit. But we'll have these visits with Coach Shafer each Monday throughout the football season. And Shafer, the culmination here, this is the transition time from training camp to game week, a day off for the guys today to get acclimated to classes. What's going through their mind right now?
Well, I'm sure the freshmen are all scurrying around trying to make sure they're in the right buildings. Hopefully the upperclassmen are helping them. But yeah, for us, we had a mock game yesterday in the Dome, got a good practice in, and today we'll just give them off and let them kind of get their minds right. Tomorrow we'll come back and have a good Tuesday practice, and then Wednesday solidify things, and then get ready to play here. So, for us, we're ready to go, ready to hit somebody else, and it's been a long time coming, so just anxious to get them on the field.
Sure, I think fans probably aren't aware of the attention to detail in that area, that it wasn't just a team picture over there at the Dome over the weekend. It was a chance to run through the tunnel, line up, warm up, because you don't want it being the first time on Friday.
That's right, yeah. So we scrutinize everything from the way we walk into the building, the way we go through our pregame assignments in the locker room. We go through a whole practice script, then go in at halftime, pretend we're in there at halftime, actually have the coaches come down from the press box so they get used to running up and down. And
conditioning.
A little conditioning for Coach Bolin, Coach Lester, and the boys up there. And then we try to go through every scenario that could come up and make sure the headsets are set. We even practice the managers running out on the field or the trainers on timeouts and giving the guys water. So yeah, we try to scrutinize every little detail you could imagine.
All right, so those are all the details. How about the bigger picture? How well prepared do you think your team is now in terms of the reps you got? We saw that the depth chart, which is available at Cuse.com, has some freshmen in it, some new names, older names. How would you characterize the last month that you spent on the field?
I think we're ready to go, and I feel really good about where we're at. We have some common injuries early in camp that you have. Some guys that are coming to get their bodies feeling good, but for the most part, we're ready to roll, and I feel great about it.
So much talk about Terrell Hunt, coach. He missed the second half of last season, and I just can't imagine how long this wait must feel for him.
Sure.
Spring ball doesn't count. What's it like for him now? What do you expect out of him Friday?
Yeah, well, I think he's ready to go. I think Coach Lester and Terrell Hunt have a really good relationship. I think it's grown, the maturation of how to play the game, the way Coach Lester has taught him to play the game is probably the biggest thing, and that's to be efficient with your decision making. You got to be a good manager first, and then a playmaker second. He's done a good job with that. His percentages are up in all of his categories in preseason camp with regards to decision making as well as productivity. So he's ready to go, and looking forward to him getting back on the field.
Defensively, and I know you've said, and we understand, the depth chart doesn't matter a great deal, but you know who you're going on the field with, even if it's 12, 15, 16 guys. When you are writing those names down, what comes to mind? What do you visualize from their practice, their track record? What do you think you have?
Well, there's not much of a track record with the kids up front because a lot of them will be new. So we want to really live in the world of rolling guys in and out up front. At the linebacker position, I like Zaire in the middle. I think Hodge has done a great job to the weak side and the strong side with Paris Bennett and Teddy and JT Thomas. Those kids are ready to play. The secondary, I feel good about the corners. I think that they've had a great off season. I think their bodies are bigger, stronger, they're faster, they're quicker, their techniques have become very sound. And we have some young safeties, but Cordy's played really well. Rodney Williams has made a lot of plays every chance he's had, in scrimmages since he first got here.
Sure.
And then with his injury last year being out, he would have played a bunch last year.
He's easy to forget about because I know he was in your plans last year.
Yeah, he was. If you remember a year ago, Fort Drum, he played great. He had turnovers, some big hits. So I think he's ready to go, and Chauncey Sism's gotten better every day. So I think, on that side of the ball, I feel good about it. I'm anxious to get him on the field and get them running around and hitting. I think the whole key is to keep it simple enough that they can just go and play fast and be fast reactive players rather than thinking too much.
Okay, the opener Friday night in the Dome, 7 o'clock against Rhode Island, and the Cuse beat URI in the Dome in 2011. You were the defensive coordinator there. First time going against them as a head coach, and I know this one means a lot to you. Your first full-time job in coaching back in the mid-'90s as the secondary coach for the Rams. What was Rhode Island football like then, and what do you see now?
Sure. Well, a lot different that many years ago. We had just taken over a job that wasn't very good, and we won a division championship our third year. And a lot of those guys that were on that staff have had great careers. Mike Mallory's with the Jaguars, Pat Narduzzi's with Pitt now. I'm over here. Andre Powell's with Pitt right now. We got James Patton with Indiana. That staff was really good. Danny Rochar's with the New Orleans Saints. It was a great 1AA, now FCS staff. It just brings back great memories, building the relationships with a bunch of young coaches, as Missy and I were a young couple at the time. And now to look back and say, hey, we're playing, the school that we started at. It'll be a hell of a challenge for us, Fleming does a nice job. Bill Blau, their offensive line coach, I worked with. Pete Rextus, watched his work for many years. He's an Ohio guy that has had a good coaching career. So it'll be interesting to see those guys. But more than anything, we're just trying to focus in on ourselves, go out there, play some good, tough football for our fans, and come up with that first victory.
With Rhode Island, the material there. Tough Northeastern kids. They've got a dual-threat quarterback who played JUCO ball out west, but he's from Brockton.
Yeah, exactly. And Brockton always has good football players, and he's a very talented kid. He can throw the ball on the move. He's got some good feet, escaping some situations on his highlight tape. And now we got to be ready for everything and anything. We got to be ready for all the trick plays, the onside kicks, the things that first game FCS, major college opportunity for those kids to come in. Those kids will be excited, and they'll play their tails off.
And a month to rehearse. All right, Shafer,
That's right.
4 in a row to start it at home. I know this is where you call on the fans to help you get off to a good start.
That's right, and I know the true fans will be there, and we just want to put a good performance on the field so everybody can get excited about where we're heading and the direction we're heading this season.
Okay, enough off season. We'll let you get back to your preparations. Good luck. We'll see you on Friday.
Thank you.
It's Orange head coach Scott Shafer. Much more from him certainly throughout the week, but also throughout the season. You can catch it all right here at Cuse.com.